Before we go to the front of house and kitchen platform, I would like to introduce you to our access control. Go to your staff management and access control. You see that there has been 3 types of employees that has been created: a cook, a manager, and a server. So for all the servers, let's go ahead and assign some permissions to it. In the access control, on this right side panel, you can see there are 2 options, in-store or on personal device. Because our restaurant operation platforms are all on the cloud, therefore all the functionalities can be accessed from a personal device. However, to protect the security of your store, certain functions is only allowed in store. For example, to receive a payment, the person has to be in store physically in order to receive any payments for the orders. Even though you turn on the personal device, this will not make any changes for the type of permission that is indicated as in-store only. Let's go back to the first permission called access front of house. You will see this permission is allowed in store. It's always allowed in store. Therefore, you will only need to turn it on for personal device access. If you wish to allow your server to access any of your front of house or all of your front of house functions, then you just turn this on to allow the access. So let's turn it off for now. The rest of the access control, you can go over them in more detail. However, starting from this point down, it's mostly management functionalities, such as creating menu, modifying menu, and such. Scrolling down, passing all the manager onlys, you will see some of the functions are reserved to be owners only. So only the owners can create new employees and view new employees. Actually, it's recommended that the owner is the only one who can create, view, and edit employees. However, to your account connection with Stripe is reserved to owner only. This completes our introductions for access control permissions. Now let's go and assign the employee types to your employee. So under staff management employees, we will see that all the employees for the store will be listed here. We haven't created any employee except the owner. So let's go ahead and add new employees to your store. Before you can look them up, they will have to register a Waitro account through waitro.app. So once they have registered a Waitro account, look them up by their email address, then hit search and add. The employee server demo has been added to your store. Now you can assign an employee type to this employee, being a server. You can require the user to log in with 2-step authentication. This will allow your employee to verify, to get an email verification code before they can sign into their personal account to access your store. Your employee will be provide individual pins. This pins is how the POS recognize different employees. So this should be kept secret to that individual employees. So let's hit save and go to our front of house site to see how the server can use their PIN to complete certain tasks in the front of house. Let's log out of the owner account. Now, let's log into your POS or store account, as you have created during the sign-up process. This is the first time that we are logging into the POS account. The owner email will receive an email verification code. A POS account will always require a two-step authentication before logging in. I'm going to quickly look up the code and enter it. So our verification code is, once you get logged into your POS account, you can separate the difference of a POS account from personal account by noticing that the management dashboard do not appear here. So now let's go to the front of house. As you can see, the format that we have created is shown at the front of house. You can move around the tables as usual, as what you can also do in the management platform. However, you will see that you do not have the option to add tables or create floor plan sections. So now let's click on one of the table. A server can select their name and start the table. Then the table will turn green once it has been started versus to gray when it's available. So now let's go back to the customer site and finish up an order submission to the table. Now we are back to the customer ordering site. Let's go ahead to fill out some of the guest information which we have skipped from previous tutorial. Provide a customer name. This is optional. You can add any of dietary restrictions upon your first visit. However, if you wish to change that, you can always add it your profile. So now let's change it to add a peanut allergy and hit save. Receive email is optional. And let's go ahead to see what payment looks like. Every user will have the options to pay with their credit card, pay by a friend, or pay at the counter if allowed by the owner. Let's go ahead to pay using a credit card. And hit pay. Success! The order has been submitted to your front of house. Now let's go ahead to your front of house and see how it looks like when an order comes in. Since Waitro is promoting contactless operation, your waiter are not required to interact with any orders coming in. However, if your waiter is interested on knowing how the table is doing, they can click on that table and they will be able to see the order. If a table hasn't put in an order, your waiter can promptly go and help them with the steps. Your waiter can edit the order. In the editing section, there are two options: refund, cancel, or void. However, only the employee types with the given permission are allowed to do this. Earlier on, when we were setting up the access control, a server is not given the permission to refund or cancel the order. So let's go ahead and continue doing this and see what will happen. Your waiter is being asked to enter their PIN to identify them in the store account. Now I have entered the server demo PIN, and an error code is showing me that the permission is not given to me, which is correct with our access control setup. Your employees are strictly controlled to do certain things and not other things, all based on your preference. Now let's go to the kitchen platform. Going back to the main platform, click Kitchen. You can see that the order has been sorted into different courses for your restaurant or for your kitchen staff to control them fully based on course schedule. The allergy concerns will be highlighted in red. Any specific instructions will be highlighted in blue. What your kitchen staff can always do is customize their kitchen settings here. With the kitchen settings, first of all, your kitchen staff can decide if they wanted to use a printer instead of a kitchen screen. However, using the kitchen screen is always recommended, as you can have full control on your course scheduling. You can always track how long each order has been performing. Next, you can set what printers this screen is listening to. So we are listening to both the main printer and the bar. As you can see, our beer dish is being sent to the bar printer correctly. They can choose to hide the chit after a certain course has been completed for certain minutes. For example, I want to hide the chit for 1 minute after course 1 has been completed before I proceeded to prepare my course 2. Now let's go ahead and send out the dish and see what will show up on the screen. On the rest of the settings, you can customize the look of the kitchen screen, or froze the screen for cleaning, or set a warning color after the order has been over certain minutes. Close the settings. This closing settings will save your changes automatically. So now let's clear course 0 and course 1 to your front of house. So you can see after course 1 has been sent, your kitchen is seeing a dining sign here, as they are waiting for the course 2 to reappear after 1 minute, which is what we have just set here. Hide course 1 for 1 minute after completion. At any time, if your kitchen staff want to prepare for the next course, they can always unhide the dish. Otherwise, it will automatically unhide after the set time. So now let's go to the front of house and see how the notification looks like. Jumping to the front of house, we see that a notification from the chef has come in. You can see a big yellow sign saying a chef there, indicating there is a chef notification for this table. When you're ready to serve the dish to table 1, simply click the notification, and that completes serving the corresponding course for this table. This is how the seamless communication your kitchen and your front of house staffs can communicate through our platform. Now let's go back to the kitchen side and finish serving the last course. You can see now the last course, it has been reappear again, and let's serve that. So in the front of house, we get the notification coming in. Once you have served all the dishes for the table and your customer had left, you can clean the table and end the table. This completes the table turnover. We hope you enjoyed this video and appreciate the contactless operation Waitro is offering to your restaurant. This completes our front of house and kitchen demo.